Hey, folks.
Welcome to Tuesday night Shadowrun shenanigans. I'm Bob, your GM. We're running through season 7 of the Chicago Missions arc. Tonight we are coming up on the conclusion of 0703 Special Investigation Unit, assuming we don't sidetrack in a serious way.
That never happens.
That always happens. So previously, because it's been a couple of weeks since we last played this mission. So last week there was a flash forward. So I have to inflict some damage this time to preserve universal continuity. Otherwise, the world blows up. But previously on Shadowrun missions, our runners have been tasked with finding the killer of Nick Ryder's brother and Martin Tate's brother-in-law, the same person. They've narrowed it down to 3 electricians. And last time our runners interrogated 2 of them and found a story of an accidental discharge of a firearm that resulted in our victim's death. So they talked to it. So there are 3. There were 3 suspects. So they talked with Trent Halfmoon, who seemed to be trying to cover for things. Then there was Tim Henneberry, who's the youth of the trio, who was pretty easily cajoled into spilling the beans about what happened. So apparently, Lance Henderson, our 3rd suspect, had an old model Ares Predator that he was playing with, pointing at people, and accidentally shot in the direction of Trent Halfmoon, missing him and shooting through the wall, potentially hitting our victim. So we pick up with our group leaving that construction site where the 2 of them were interrogated, and you have a work site address for the 3rd one. And so you guys have now piled into vehicles, and I think you're headed over there?
Yes. I hopped into the vehicle with Mather and Gertie.
And I've got...
You steal a hard hat, you looked fetching in it.
And I've got Frodo and feedback in the other vehicle.
So
And talk about my hard hat.
Yes, today the role of Andy, the vehicle, is being played by Tom.
So you didn't steal a hard hat?
So you think you saw when feedback got into the vehicle, she was still wearing the hard hat, and it sort of came down to
What, mid-head?
Yeah, mid-head, because it was pretty clear all these hard hats were made for human-sized creatures. And so you arrive at another construction site. This one is a sort of a mid-rise apartment building being built, and you see all sorts of work going on. And so I'll leave it to how you guys want to handle this.
Can you remind me of Lance's last name again?
Henderson.
So this is the person who accidentally fired the weapon, according with the story that we were given?
According to the story you've been given, yes. This is the guy responsible for it all.
Well, should we just go in there and find him and take him in?
Are we supposed to bring him in? I thought we were.
I mean,
Dr. Gertrude, were we supposed to apprehend them? I thought we were just trying to get the information to Mr. Ryder.
I can just call him on the way there too.
I want to verify the story first. Just sweat it out of them like they do on the trids. I can play bad cop and good cop at the same time.
That sounds very impressive. Yeah, let's corroborate the story just in case someone is throwing someone else under the bus, as they say.
Well, I'll leave it to the smooth talker then. Let's go find him.
All right.
So you guys get out of Darcy. Is it just are all three of you going?
Sure.
Okay.
I do make sure to lock Darcy.
Okay.
You never know with these construction site folks. Someone may want to scale an ambulance.
Don't worry, I'll keep an eye on her.
That is a delightful vehicle.
Okay, great. Do we have a photo of Lance Henderson?
You do not.
Okay.
But with enough time before you get there, Fee is able to dig one up. So you have a photograph of him.
Incredible. How many floors are there to this place that we can go up?
12.
Are there any workers out front?
Yeah, there's some workers out front. There are guys moving stuff around. There are guys still laying ferrocrete walkways.
Okay. I'd like to use perception to see if I can figure out who the general foreman is.
Okay, go ahead and make a perception test. Yeah, there's a guy. He's actually supervising the guys who are running wheelbarrows full of ferrocrete over to the walkway. There's a guy standing off to the side, wearing a different colored hard hat. He is clearly the guy either in charge or just watching for whatever reason.
Cool. Mather, I point him out to you and I say, I think he's in charge.
Oh, okay. So, do you want me to go talk to him?
Yeah, maybe you can ask him where Lance Henderson is assigned and we can just go in and do this real fast.
Like a tough nut to crack, as they say on the trids, possibly. I spray some Black Panther on my hands and cologne up, snort a line of Nova Coke.
Awful.
Flex. Oh, it feels so much better now.
Yeah, after you've gotten out of the ambulance.
Oh, absolutely.
You're just there at the side of the ambulance.
Yep.
Awesome.
And I walk straight over to this guy. I think you've read my character sheet. Walk over to him. Excuse me, good sir.
Yeah.
I'm here on a personal matter. I need to see Lance Henderson. Could you point him out to me?
He left about a half hour ago. So he had an errand to run.
Judge intentions.
Sure.
4 hits.
Seems legit. You also notice the guys who are like running the wheelbarrows are snickering, and it's like they're snickering at you.
Oh, well, there's no counting for taste. Did he say when he was going to be back?
I think he said he'd be back tomorrow.
Hmm. Well, that seems difficult. All right. Well, thank you very much. It was a great deal of help. Have a lovely day.
Hey, Bob.
Mm-hmm.
Matrix perception on the boss's comlink.
Sure.
Trying to find the boss's comlink. Assuming maybe I
You
can't.
go and roll that for
Yep, I'm trying to. It's
fee.
It is C. Come on. Feedback. Oh, it's probably asking me a question. Ah, there it is. Okay, sorry. This one. No modifiers. I'm not gonna worry about it.
Ugh.
Yeah, that's kind of bad.
That's terrible.
Uh,
Yeah, he's got a comm link. He is broadcasting a sin.
Okay. I'd the simple hack to get to hack his comlink. I'm looking to get Lance Henderson's number, so then I can go after his comlink.
Okay. Let's go ahead and make a hacking plus intuition, and she's got I think an extra 2 dice on that.
Okay. Sounds good. That's a much better roll.
And let me roll not nearly as many dice. Okay.
All right.
But she effectively has an Overwatch score now.
Yes, she has an Overwatch score.
A barely non-zero Overwatch score.
All right, that gets me.
Yeah, so yes, you have no trouble hacking this guy's comlink. He's not exactly a deep Shadowrunner.
Okay.
The guy's running a comlink. Yeah, and you have no trouble getting in, and yeah, you get essentially the manifest for, or like contact list for all the people working on site.
Okay.
And one of those is Lance Henderson, who in fact did check in this morning and checked out, like he said, about a half hour ago.
Okay, it did. All right. All right, but I got his number now, so I got his comlink ID, so I can track down his comlink.
How long did it take us to drive here?
Probably 45 minutes.
Yeah, so they called him 45 minutes ago, and 15 minutes after that, he left site. Yeah, I'm saying. So
Makes sense.
So he has a reason to flee. I mean, we're all guilty of something, except me. I'm an angel. So now we need to track him somehow.
Yeah, I was gonna. I've got his comlink ID, so I should be able to try and reach out to that. Correct?
Yeah, so you'll need to make a matrix perception test. There is going to be a noise penalty, which I will not tell you what it is.
Okay. Let's see.
I'll just take off some dice off the back end.
Okay, that works.
Oh,
Yeah, that's a much better roll for.
how very Bob Loper of you.
Okay. Well, fortunately, most of your successes were on the front end of that roll, not
Yes.
the back end. Yes, just taking a few hits off the top.
Okay. So was I able to pick it up?
You are just able to pick it up, and I say just because he is not in Milwaukee.
Okay.
He is. You do pick up the ping of the comlink. He is well on his way towards Chicago.
Okay. Well, we can. Hey, on his way back to Chicago, folks. Let's hop. Andy pipes up. It's hot pursuit. Let's go. Come on. Get in the vehicle.
Oh, all right.
I hustle back to the car.
Okay.
It is just like the trids. It's very exciting.
The
Right. So I'll ask each of the drivers to make a piloting test. Assuming you're trying to regain some ground.
That's such a great roll.
Mm-hmm. That was really good.
Yeah.
I usually save those good rolls for Wednesday nights.
Ah, well, okay. So it's like you're street racing down the highway on your way back to Chicago. And with 7 hits, you do gain on him, and you catch up with him. You see, you're still on the highway on the way down. You're probably 20 minutes outside of Chicago at this point, and you have the ping, and the ping's getting stronger because you're getting closer. And he is maybe a few cars up.
So, do we want to try and stop him from where he's going, or do we want to follow him?
Well, I think we should probably follow him, don't you think? I mean, he's behaving in a way that appears to be guilty, whether he is or not. And we need to get this information. We're going to get paid, so let's follow him.
I'm fine with that. Just wanted to make sure before we started driving casual.
Yeah, let's blast him. Whatever. It's fine.
I mean, he's a construction worker. He's not a person with like cybernetics, I assume. So you can just like go and punch him a couple of times until he stops moving.
So you do notice he does start speeding up and starts driving somewhat more erratically.
Gertie, clip his tail.
Okay.
Is that a euphemism?
If you want it to be, it can be.
Goody, I do.
Whatever makes you feel better, man. That was the worst Chris impression in the world.
Chris impression.
So if you're trying to ram him, this will definitely be if you have things like stunt driving. That'll definitely come into play.
I do. Are we moving quickly? Is this a
You're moving quickly.
okay? So I also have speed demon, which is why I was asking.
Okay.
Which gives me an extra die to vehicles moving at a speed 3 or higher.
Which applies.
Okay. So that's going to be a total of 3 bonus dice. Getting close.
Okay.
All right, show up.
Well, I'm using up all my good rolls now. Just wait till it's time for like perception or something.
That's why you have me and Novico.
Yes, you do a little more than clip him. Like you catch him like full on with the ram plate. And the back end of the vehicle, and he's just driving one of those trucks, one of those Sparky's electric trucks. And you crumple like maybe the back half meter. And I need to make another piloting test for him.
Do we have insurance? Do you have insurance?
Who needs insurance? You have me driving.
I mean, for any financial charges.
So he does not quite keep control of the vehicle, but at the same time, at least he didn't critically glitch on his one die.
So he spins out.
Yeah. So he sort of he starts to fishtail quite a bit, and eventually just sort of drives off the embankment and sort of into a ditch.
Can I use the ram plate at all to sort of not control his spin out, but sort of guide him away from running into other vehicles, if at all possible?
Yeah. You somehow prevent him from hitting any other vehicles. It's not quite rush hour. It's sort of early afternoon. And what is rush hour going into CZ? So you sort of you give him a controlled but maybe a faster run into the ditch, and you see the satisfying sight of the airbag deploying in front of him.
Bob,
We should probably grab him.
yeah. Bob, Frodo just rolled a couple of knowledge skills. How long do we have before police response in this area?
In this area, probably a few minutes.
Okay.
Not a lot of time, but it's not like you're downtown.
Well, I mean, in honestly, it's an ambulance stopping and putting some guy in the back of it. Completely legit.
Yeah. If y'all will go extract him from the vehicle, I will extract his vehicle from mine.
I'll happily do so. Come along, KO, or you lead, whichever you prefer. I don't want to punch.
I just go in there and I pull him out.
But dear, it seems you've been in a terrible accident.
This whole episode is a legal commercial.
I'm not an ambulance chaser. I'm a chaser ambulance.
While you're in the midst of all your trauma, I have a question for you. Did you shoot a man through a hole in a wall in a hotel?
So you're actually going to ask him those questions, like while you're pulling his stunned body out of the car?
Absolutely.
All right. Go ahead and make a ooh. Go ahead and make a contest.
I'll happily make a contest. Bob knows where my strengths are. Oh, 7.
I want my lawyer.
Oh, we all want a lot of things. Not me. I mean, I just get what I want, but most people want a lot of things. So you're admitting that you need some sort of legal representation to carry on this conversation?
I have legal representation.
I don't know why we're talking about legal representation. Dude, you're not under arrest. Just answer my questions.
He's pretty stunned at this point.
I shake him.
Yep.
So it's your intention to interrogate him at the side of the road. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it until Gertie comes over and stops me.
Okay.
You didn't interrogate him in the back of the ambulance while I get it unstuck, and then we can just leave before Lone Star gets here.
Right, Kev. That means no witnesses. You can do a lot more.
That is not what I said.
Just keep going. You can do a lot more in the back of the van than you can do on the side of the road.
You're bad.
Yeah, you're gross. I'm fine. And then I'm gonna just, I guess, lift and carry this guy back into the back of the Darcy.
Okay.
Dr. Gertrude, I like to think of it is that you're the good influence, I'm the bad influence, and then we sort of balance each other out.
Yeah, you have no trouble picking him up, throwing him in the back of the ambulance. And then you guys all drive off.
Cool. I shake him and then I ask him, tell us the truth.
You know, I wonder if anybody ever just asked somebody, you know, shook them, slapped them around, said, lie to me, lie to me.
The truth about what?
Well, I guess he's not answering.
The truth about what?
Did you shoot a man through a wall in a hotel?
No.
No, so that's really weird because all your friends say that you did.
They're lying.
You know what the truth is? The truth is whatever we say it is.
Then why are you asking questions?
Oh, because I want you to admit that you did it, which will save us a lot of time. I mean, it could have been an accident. All you have to do is say, oops, it was an accident. And then we still have the answer we need. We just want to know who shot the man. Was it you?
No.
Judge intentions.
Sure.
See
You know what? You don't even have to roll judge intentions. He is clearly lying.
Yes, that's as a professional liar, I figured my character would have a pretty good grasp on that. Okay, so you're a fibber, which is okay because everyone lies, but there have to have been extenuating circumstances. Say something in your defense so that I can, when we have to wrap this up, that we can say it was an accident. He didn't mean to, whatever. Or you can just go, I didn't like that wall and I shot it, or I didn't like the person I was trying to shoot at and I missed and I killed this guy, or it was a cunning plan to kill him all along. Pick one. I don't care which one.
You shot the wall just to see it die?
No. It's very Western of you.
The boss loaded all sorts of weird songs in my into this thing.
You'll never find the weapon anyway.
Why is that?
My lawyer's got it. And he can't hand it over because of attorney-client privilege.
You know, it sounds like you watch too many trids, and I don't think you know exactly what you're talking about.
Mather, can I use the laser and shoot him in the nads now?
I wish you wouldn't, since he's in the back of Darcy.
Oh yeah, okay. You're right. That'd be a bad idea.
Just a moment, young man. Dr. Gertrude, could you find us a place to pull over from a moment or two?
Are we far enough away from the crash site at this point? Then yes.
All righty.
You have a badge I should be aware of?
Right.
Sure.
I tell you what, you answer my questions, I'll answer yours. Just a moment. I'm going to step outside and get someone. I step outside and cast Incubus Shroud. Keeping an eye on him through the window.
And what is Incubus Shroud?
For those, for the folks at home, the target gains an idealized appearance in the caster, gains an idealized appearance in the eyes of the observers. Now, idealized version could be anything. It could be, you might see somebody covered in jello. You might see the best friend holding a cup of coffee. You might see your mom. Doesn't matter. But it is your attitude towards the person in question, me, becomes friendly. Friendly as in page 140 of the rulebook. Definition of friendly.
There it is. Okay.
So I'm going to cast this at.
Okay, so there's an illusion spell.
Yes. And I'm going to cast it at Force 5. I got 5 hits. I sing Would I Lie to You? To center myself. Made my dream. And then I step back in the vehicle and go, you should probably tell them what they want to know. All of it. And I'm happy to make another con roll if I need to.
So it is a spell that he has to resist.
Yeah. I'm sorry, it's mana. Yeah, it's mana based, it's sustained in line of sight.
Yep. There it is. He does not seem to be affected by the spell. As he says, yeah, you'd lie to me. You just said you would.
Well, in that case, KO, rough him up until he tells us what we want to know. I'm spent.
Amazing. Can I roll unarmed combat to punch him?
Sure. I assume you're doing stun, or are you actually... Well, it's a choice you need to make before you punch him, since you have killing hands.
For everything, Amber.
I do have killing hands. Stun, I guess. We'll just start there.
Okay.
Leave room to escalate.
Yeah, stun was a good choice. 7 hits.
Okay. I guess I could just roll this. Here we go. 8, 3. Okay, you pop him in the jaw, and he goes unconscious.
Visick, I think you jogged him too hard.
You know, I can't really control these fists of mine. They just kind of do what they do.
All righty, we should just call call Nicholas and Dr. Tate and just say, "Hi, we've got the guy. He doesn't want to own up to it."
It's true. Gertie, would you do the honors?
Sure.
Can't.
While I'm calling, can I ask a favor of Fee to run a background check on this guy? I don't want to be setting up Nick or Dr. Tate if this is some sort of electrician assassin plot.
So what do you want us to do? Tie him up
Sure.
and then patch him? What?
Well, he's unconscious right now, isn't he?
Well, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so it shouldn't take Fee long to just check to see that he says he is who he says he is.
Yeah, so go ahead and make a matrix search test.
Yep.
Wow.
Man, I am just not rolling well tonight. I mean, eventually it'll balance out probably tomorrow night. But yeah, I do a search on the guy, see if
So he is a union electrician. He was definitely at the hotel. You find not much more than that with two. He's not exactly all over the news.
right.
He does not have a P2.0 account or P2.1 or whatever it is now.
Well, his comlink was on him, right?
Yeah, he's got a comlink on him.
Okay. Can hack that.
Okay.
I was missing 2 die. Yeah, so that's 5 hits.
Okay.
Okay. Go through his phone, pull up his first off, look at his contact list.
Sure. So he's one of those not quite like loner, quiet guy sort of thing, but he doesn't have a lot of friends. You do find a few who are listed as after you do some more searching, you find that they're names of members of the Ramblers gang,
Okay.
including a Brian Henderson.
So many relatives.
Okay. So
And you have an address for Brian.
anything on there labeled as lawyer?
Yeah, actually, since you mention it, there is a Lionel H. Curtis, Esquire.
Hmm.
And it's a Milwaukee address.
Crap. Do we just come back and the gun's in Milwaukee?
That doesn't sound right. Why would you drive to Chicago if the gun is in Milwaukee?
So
That's
that you'll
right.
fall away from the murder weapon?
But close to the murder scene?
Without the murder weapon?
I don't know. This just got too complicated for me.
Yeah, this is all really weird. Where's
A watch with motion.
where's Luna in that whiteboard when we need her?
So
Anyone wants an overcloak?
No.
Sure.
Thank
Keep
you.
it to yourself.
So I'll call Nick Ryder and share the information on what they found on the comlink and that we have this guy knocked out.
So did he confess?
He says that he didn't do it. All his friends at the construction sites said that he did, that he was messing around and showing off, which sounds like a thing that a 12-year-old boy does, but what do I know? But he didn't actually confess. But he seems like a dishonest lad.
Like he might break under interrogation.
Maybe. He did try to lawyer up with us, and we tried to explain to him that we are not people you can lawyer up to.
I didn't hear that.
Well, no, because then I'd have to tell you how we got him into a stunned state. So where would you like us to take this individual that we definitely did not obtain illegally?
What I wouldn't give for the murder weapon.
He said his lawyer has it, but his lawyer's in Milwaukee. What? He was driving to Chicago, so...
He said what?
He said his lawyer had it.
We should just go.
Do you happen to know who the lawyer is?
Yes. Well, this is the name listed as lawyer in his phone, in his comm. He also has.
All right, that'll do. I think.
Okay.
It's not easy, but he watched too many trids, didn't he?
I think that we've all watched too many trids, and we should get outside more. It's better for your health.
Yeah, bring him by. Don't bring him in, but bring him by the coffee shop.
Okay.
And hear the sound of ice hitting a glass.
Oh, right, that one. Okay, we'll do that. Meet us out back?
Yeah, that'll work.
So that's where I go.
Okay.
All right.
I was trying to remember what coffee shop he wanted and then remembered it was a bar.
Yeah, it was the place where he had the initial meet.
Yeah.
So many weeks ago, real time.
Yes. I was sitting there going, I think I might need more information. And I went, oh, yeah, that's right.
To be fair, I was scrolling through the mission document. Like, where did they meet? All right, so at that point, he hangs up.
Does anybody know who the Ramblers are?
No.
A gang.
Do we? Bob?
I do have one guy in, or a rating 1 Chicago gangs knowledge.
I'm pretty sure the Ramblers are the gang we had to deal with back with the pig. The pigs in the street. And the street meat,
Were those the Yellow Jacket guys?
Yeah, those are not the Ramblers.
They're not. There's so many. There's so many gang members.
But KO and Gertrude, you have encountered the Ramblers before. Johnny Nash was formerly a Rambler.
Mm.
The Ramblers in Chicago, there was a group of Ramblers that were attacking Becky 99 and her crew, and you guys massacred them.
Oh, yeah, we don't like these guys.
The only survivor was Johnny Nash.
And apparently, this Brendan guy.
Or, his brother is a member.
Well, the only survivor of the group that were involved in that attack.
Yeah.
That was not, you presume, the entire gang.
I was going to say, subplot. Did you kill this guy's brother?
It wasn't listed as killed in the in his phone, and he's recently talked to his brother, hasn't he? Bob?
Yeah, about 25 minutes ago.
Yeah. So he was coming into town to see him.
I would like to text Johnny Nash.
Huh.
Oh, this gets better and better.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I text him, hey, Johnny, do you know a Brian Henderson? Stop, you updated the character description?
He calls back.
No, the character description has not been edited in the last few months.
Yeah.
Okay, the fact that Tom just pulled those glasses out. You were ready for this, weren't you?
I'm always ready for this. No, he calls back. He calls KO back.
Hey, why are you calling me?
I wanted to make sure it was you I was talking to, and not somebody using your. When have you ever texted me?
I mean, when would I ever call you?
That's fair, but at least I know it's your voice now.
Okay, well, now that you know it's me, do you want to text me instead, or? It's fine. You're already here.
You okay? Everything, Gertrude okay, and everything, Luna and everything. You're okay, right? Like,
I mean,
the only reason you call me is if it's really bad.
So, like, just with your background and stuff. Brian Henderson, does that ring a bell?
Does it, Bob, or is he newer than that?
You've heard of Big Brian Henderson.
Okay.
He's a tough for the Ramblers.
Yeah, big tough guy, still in the Ramblers.
Cool. Where does he live and stuff?
I don't know where he lives. I've been out a while.
I know. I just figured that you were the type of compulsive guy to just keep track of people. I don't know.
What did you just say I did do?
You know what? Have a good day. I'll talk to you later. If we need you again, Gertie will call. Okay. Bye.
Is that Derek over there? Okay, thanks. Bye.
All right. See ya.
Wow, that was more fun than it really should have been.
You're welcome.
We do have his address.
Yes, you have his address.
We have his address. I got it off the comm link.
All right, so take him over to the bar to meet with Nick Ryder and then give him the address? Or
Yeah, I think that sounds good. I mean, I feel like we've done our part, right? And I think we've gone a little above and beyond by just delivering him a person.
An unconscious person. Who's still alive, just unconscious, right, Bob?
Yes.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
There's a little bit of blood sort of trickling out the corner of his mouth, but he's still alive.
Okay. That hook him up to something to make sure he doesn't die.
A couple of those stun boxes did overflow.
Oof.
The jaw looks kind of.
I mean, he'll be fine. Can I put it back in place?
Sure. Could make a
First
first
aid?
aid test.
Yeah. Wow, you have first aid?
Yeah, shocked, right?
Yeah, so you sort of you like roughly jerk the jaw back into place. You think he's going to survive. He's going to be hurting for a while. You don't heal any damage for him.
Good. In fact, I hope I inflict more damage to him.
Wow.
We probably want to make sure that his mouth works enough that he can talk.
So I put his jaw back in place.
Oh,
What is it, Andy? You look upset.
Just, man, you people, your parts, they just, it doesn't make any sense. Why do you use these like tendons, cartilage that pop in play, that snap, crackle, pop? Like driving over gravel. I mean, a bolt is much, tighten it down, it's in place.
Frodo,
Much,
do you
much
have
better.
silent mode for your car? Because he's getting existential now.
So
Frodo's like, you ran the program, you got to let it play.
yeah.
All right, so we head over to the bar to meet with Nick.
All right, so you drive over to the bar, and Nick is waiting outside, out back. And you pull up, and you
We do the most awkward looking, drug looking deal ever.
with a person.
Yeah.
I throw his body out the van.
Totally not an organ legging deal.
Nope.
So KO, before the ambulance comes to a stop, she just sort of lets him roll out the back.
Yes. While cheering Gertie on to keep going. We've got to make time. We got to go get to this lawyer.
You guys just keep driving at that point? Or do you stop and talk with Nick?
I mean, he can call us if he wants to talk to us, right?
No, because you never answer the phone. You only text.
Well, he can call Gertie. Gertie answers.
Gertie's driving, so Gertie determines.
Gertrude is the one who makes the decision here.
Yeah.
I don't know. Chat, what do you think? Should we dump this body behind the bar and keep driving, I guess, back to Milwaukee? Or do we stop and talk to Nick Ryder?
Okay, they're saying talk to Nick.
We're going to stay and talk to Nick.
I stacked cards since I put it in the chat. That was
Yeah. You know, that's Mather's normal. Put the thumb on the scale.
You know what? Lizzie is in a box that says just dump the body out the back, and I'm going to ignore the question mark at the end of that.
You probably stop and talk to law enforcement.
So,
Yeah, Billy's probably not wrong. There's probably a lot of proof attached to the body, but proof of what?
we split it down the middle. Gertie realizes that KO has opened the back doors of the van and is sliding the body out, so she will come to a rolling stop and then get out. Mostly get her journey back.
I like the
So,
idea.
so,
That,
it sort of rolls, and then as you stop, he sort of does the flip.
Huh. I mean,
Yeah, we're definitely going to weekend at Burns this.
Yeah.
Like a flip and sag.
I mean, at least you guys opened the vehicle doors for him. Johnny didn't even get that.
I like the idea that KO's just like nudging him out with a toe, just like just.
All right, so you stop, and so Nick is there. He's like, "Oh my god, you didn't kill this guy, did you?"
He's not dead, I promise. I just punched him one time.
She just jogged him too hard. She was trying to jog his memory.
Yeah. So you have the lawyer's address.
Yes, would you like us to go get the firearm?
No, I can take it from there.
Oh, are we good?
Yeah, I think that'll do it.
Yes, he said something about it being client privilege, some nonsense that you get from the trids that isn't the way anything
Yeah,
really works.
but it doesn't work that way when you hand him the murder weapon.
Yeah, correct.
Well, cool. So are you gonna like pay us and stuff?
Yeah, well, I mean, in some ways, I was just kind of hoping you'd drive by so I wouldn't have to pay you.
Well, okay. Well, now that we're here, I guess you should pay us.
So he does pay you.
Incredible, man. I'm really glad we stopped.
Thanks, chat.
And so with that awkward exchange, we're at the 9 o'clock hour, so we'll go ahead and take our break for this episode. Go ahead.
Oh, as we start this up, there'll be a couple of ads for Kickstarters that we've got running, and we'll drop it. Be sure to check them out if you haven't already.
Pay special attention to Coddlesworth's Clockwork Circus, which is in its last 2 days and is close to 90%, I think. Thank you, Billy, for posting the link in chat. And we'll be back. Welcome back. We have just finished Shadowrun Mission 0703. So we'll do a little bit of an interlude. If people want to do some shopping or some things on the side, but then we will jump right into the next mission. The next mission is Shadowrun Mission 0704, Do No Harm. So you'll have a week or so between missions. As we sort of fast forward, is there anything you guys want to do? I know KO is looking for a focus, which we'll deal with offline. Okay.
I would take the week to tune up Darcy, clean it out, restock, all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
We had a couple of folks take naps in the Valkyrie module
Yep.
that may or may not have used the supplies.
All right. So, leaving the mysticism of the Ramblers versus Milwaukee behind you, we come back a couple weeks later, and you're kind of just relaxing or doing whatever it is you do during your downtime. When Gertrude, your comm rings.
Does it have a name associated with the number?
The name is Johnson.
Well, that's very descriptive, so I'll, of course, answer it. I'm pretty sure I'd answer if it said like scam alert.
Scam alert. All right.
It's just Mr. Scam likely calling.
Yeah, I mean, my intuition is a 2, so
Yeah. So the comm link. So you pick up your comm link, and there is a blonde orc in the AR. Says, "Hello, I would like to hire you for a job."
oh, hi, Maggie. I hadn't seen you in a minute. How are you doing?
Good, good. If you can gather your team, we can meet at 3 p.m. in Suite 1308 in the Open Enclave in West Side.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that. 3 p.m. today?
Yeah,
Okay, sure.
I'll see you then.
And Verity will hang up and call the others. And I assume go around and pick everybody up.
Okay.
I say yes, and I let you pick me up.
So Fee answers and says, "I'm going to need a ride. I haven't heard from Frodo in a couple of weeks."
Oh, yeah, I'm happy to come pick you up. You think he's okay? Do we need to go look for him or something?
I'm giving him some space for a bit. I've been looking for him every once in a while. He's doing okay.
Okay. So yeah, Gertrude will go pick up Fee wherever she says that she wants to be picked up.
Okay.
And then pick up everyone else and head over to the meeting spot at the appointed time.
Very good. So you pull up to the Open Enclave, and it looks like what may or may not have been an apartment building at some point, but that's been very recently renovated. It is a gated complex, and so as you pull up to the gate guard, says, "Yeah,
We have an appointment at 3 o'clock.
what suite?"
She said the suite, didn't she?
Yeah, she said the suite 1308.
1308.
Okay. So he goes down a list in the AR. Yes. Go right in, and the gate lifts up.
Thank you. And we'll go right in.
And then you all file out and go into the building. You have a similar procedure as you walk up to. There's a reception area with a guard sitting there and a bank of elevators behind. And he picks up an actual wired phone and punches in some numbers. And then an elevator door opens. Ding! And he gestures back to it. That way, please.
All right. I don't see any reason to murder the guy at the front desk right now, so we'll go in the elevator.
All right.
That's what I assume y'all were waiting for.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. This was your call, so you take us there, sister.
So the four of you file in. I'm sorry?
We should probably come up with a signal. If you want KO to murder someone, make one gesture. If you want me to eviscerate them emotionally, make a gesture to me.
You mean like point at you and then at the person?
That seems like the proper move, yes.
Oddly specific. Okay.
I don't really do subtlety, so that'll work.
So we're not killing or emotionally eviscerating this person. Got it.
Nope, just getting in the elevator that he so kindly provided for us.
Thank you. You were a delight.
And the elevator goes up. And eventually the elevator stops and the doors open. And you see the little plaques on the wall. It says 1308. It's like 1301 to 1308 that way. And so you follow the arrow down to 1308.
So are these still apartments, or is this like an office complex?
You haven't really seen the interior of any of these rooms yet, so it's hard to tell. From the outside, it looked like a renovated apartment complex, but it could just as easily be an office park. So you roll up to the door, 1308.
I'm gonna use my big troll knock.
Okay. So the door opens, and there's a large orc male standing there. Ah, yes. And he sort of steps out of the doorway, swinging the door with him, and you see there's it's an apartment that's been partially converted to a workspace. So the dominant piece of furniture is a conference table, but there are couches and such all around. Standing next to one of the chairs at the table is Maggie Goldberg. For those who recognize her, but she introduces herself as Ms. Johnson.
I was gonna say I know this like character's face.
Yeah, she's in my contact list.
Please sit down. The larger orc closes the door and then takes a station behind her as she takes a seat. Excuse me.
Feels weird. I take a seat.
Okay. What would a meet be if it weren't awkward?
It would be with some other team.
Thanks, Tom.
Job that's probably a little different from what you're used to, but it should be relatively low risk. I'm paying more than I might for such an easy task because there's a time limit. So she calls up an image on Tread Projector of a middle-aged human male. Today is Tuesday, both in-game and out-of-game. I need you to ruin this man's life in 10 days, by next Friday. And I'm paying 8,000 nuyen each for you to make it happen.
But you say ruin his life.
I don't mean end his life. Let's be clear on that.
Well, my skill set might be out of this one. Mather, what about you?
Oh, I'm delighted at the prospect, you see, because when you end someone's life, well, then their suffering stops, and then that's no fun. but ruining their lives, oh, that's right up my alley.
So we're agreed then.
Dr. Gertrude.
So, like, yeah, Gertie, you into this?
I mean, are we? We're not killing him. Are we like killing pets and stuff, or are we just?
No, nothing violent.
Okay, let's say from petty to violence. Where is this on the scale?
Creativity.
Got it. Who's the guy and what'd he do to you?
First question relevant, second one not, unless you just want to dish.
Well, since we're interested in principle, I can give you some more details about the job. This man is Clay Foster. He's a material scientist working for Neonet. He lives with his wife in Naperville, a squeaky clean wage slave community north and west of the West Side Corridor. He works at a small Neonet facility a few kilometers from his home. The office is essentially a telework facility. People go in there to remotely access the Neonet grid. So it's a not telework facility. I can provide you with the home address and the office address. Foster's wife, Janet, owns a small restaurant also in Naperville. The goal here is disruption, not destruction. I have plans for Mr. Foster. There are 4 ways in which I'd like for you to affect his life. Him individually. For example, putting obstacles in the way for his routine tasks, nuisance level attacks on his person. Second, his wife and their relationship, their home, and his work life. You're free to split your talents and your efforts however you like among those 4. But I'd like each aspect of his life to be affected at least once. With a minimum of 5 incidents. I suggest no more than 1 incident per day, just to minimize suspicion. This should not include any sort of major violence or destruction. I'm essentially looking for Mr. Foster to work for me.
Oh, you just okay. Make him hate his life. Got it. No problem.
Yeah. Make him hate his life. Make him want something better for himself.
Is he to know that he is being targeted by someone, not you, obviously? Or is this the cruelty of the universe and then you come swooping in? I'm not judging him.
More the latter.
All right. We're the hand of...
The confluence of the universe coming down upon his head. And I'm the savior.
Chaos. I love it.
You understand subtlety, after all.
Yeah. So, damage his marriage in a... Disrupt his marriage or damage his marriage? Like, do you want his marriage ended?
Necessarily have use for the wife. I don't want her dead, but I don't have use for her. So if she throws him out, that's fine.
Marital discord. Got it.
Disrupt the home life, disrupt work life.
And you should document whatever dirty tricks you pull off. I'd like to have a memento of the occasion.
Document them photographically, video, just
Yes.
that sort of thing. Of the results, obviously, not us working, because that could be used against.
You can change the names to protect the guilty.
Why don't you just offer this guy money to come work for you? Like, lots of money to work for you. Like, I don't understand.
Present, he's a hardcore neonet fanatic. I need that to change.
And Gertrude will look at Mather and say, so does this sound fair to you? Is it 8,000 each or 8,000 total?
Each.
I've done a lot worse for a lot less, but yes, no, the pay is perfectly fine, and I have no moral qualms about it, so long as nothing. I don't end people's lives, because that's the end of happiness and sadness, and that's no fun at all. But yes, no, this should be challenging. Should be fun.
So she lays cred sticks out. You advance. Let me know when you've completed your tasks. The room is paid for until noon tomorrow, so you may use it to plan if you'd like. And with that, she moves toward the door. And she
gave all the information.
The
information that she had, the address and stuff like that.
Yeah, she gave you the addresses. And with that, she and the other orc leave you to your business.
Great. I just need to go to a grocery store, I guess.
Why do you need a grocery store?
Eggs, toilet paper. These are important tools for ruining his home life.
Eggs and toilet paper?
Yeah, you make him not want to live in his neighborhood anymore.
I'm sorry.
Do you hide the eggs in toilet paper?
No, you throw them at his house in the middle of the night.
Going to hire 8-year-olds to perform this? Well,
I know where we can get a bunch of kids.
I'm sorry. Sorry, Dr. Gertrude. I can't work under these conditions. Also, I realize now that you were asking me to negotiate the deal, and I was frankly, I'm going to be very honest. I was just obsessed with the idea of this particular mission. It's so interesting to me that so I apologize. You can split my share if you like.
I'm sure ruining his relationship is like going to be really exciting for you. Is that the aspect you're interested in?
No, I want to see if he can resist it.
Oh, okay.
Temptation works a lot of different ways. One is you tempt people to do things, and the other one is you cause things go badly so they are tempted to do something else. I'm fascinated by the way people react to it.
So are you going to seduce him or the wife?
That seems like the easy move, but I don't necessarily think we should start off with that. That's I hate to brag. That's a lie. I love bragging. Anyway, it shouldn't be difficult for me to be able to seduce one or other of the other or both of them, even while the other one was watching. But maybe we save the marriage destruction for the cherry on top.
Well, don't you have to like plant the seed and like get it going over a series of days?
Sometimes I just walk up and look at them and go, "Hi, walk away with me forever and forget everything." And sometimes they do, and then I leave them heartbroken. But that's that's what hearts were made for.
Man, I was just thinking some property damage, getting someone to mug him one day.
I was just gonna block his driveway with a car. Y'all sounds much more complicated.
Well,
That makes him late to work if he can't get out of his driveway.
no. You see, that there's nothing wrong with that idea. If we're spitballing here, we're brainstorming, as it were. Yeah, setting up a series of unlikely circumstances that all culminate in one event of him being late for work, particularly if he is a person who that just has a routine. That sort of thing. I mean, it could be petty things like flat tires, that sort of thing that disrupts his work life. But my personal favorite when it comes to ruin somebody's work life or their social life is the whispering campaign. It usually starts something like, "Did you see that lipstick on his collar? Oh, you didn't? Maybe I was mistaken." And then just walk away and watch the wildfire, because people love to gossip. Even the best of us like to gossip. We like to hear salacious things, and then, well, we go about our business and tell others.
Bob, I would like to text Allerden that I would like to take the kids out on a field trip.
Bob's face.
Take the kids out on a field trip.
Yeah.
It can't be any worse than Billy's field trips.
Let's not.
And I let him know that Gertrude is going to be supervising the field trip.
Yeah. Let's not sell KO short, okay? I think if she works at it, she could beat Billy in horrible childhood experiences.
He says, "As soon as you've turned in the robe."
Ooh.
Woohoo!
Ooh. Point to Allerden there.
Ooh, over my cold, dead body. Absolutely not. Gertrude, tell him that I need to borrow the kids. Tell him that you need to borrow the kids.
They're children. They're not trids. You don't check them out. Ew.
I don't have anything to say about that. You're right. They're not trids, but they are kids and they need to get out.
Okay.
You know what? I tell Allerden I'll give him a sizable donation.
You have my attention.
I'll give him money. I give him 10K.
Ooh.
So you're
You know he would have
buying
accepted snacks as
children.
well.
I'm filthy rich.
You're buying children from.
I'm renting children.
Renting children from the local bishop.
Yeah, renting children from
Buying
local bishop.
children's a crime. Renting children's a hobby, apparently. So
I'm a Shadowrunner.
Okay.
I'm a Shadowrunner. I have no morals. I don't know.
What kind of field trip is this?
They're going to do an art project and they're going to come back.
Well, I'm assuming that the kids are the annoy him part of our 5 incidents over 4 categories. Category 1, make his life miserable just in general, annoyances. Or disrupt home life, that could possibly be it. Does he have children? Did we find out if he had children? I wasn't paying attention.
You did not.
Well, darn. Well, we should observe it and find out if he has children. Then you can use the children in the school to annoy his children so that they're disruptive at home.
Feedback did do a couple of basic
Yeah.
matrix legwork rolls on the subject and the subject's wife.
So, so Aladdin leaves you with this. No money, just the robe. Click.
Bob, it took you that long to just tell me no?
He wanted to savor it. It's not something you do just instantly. You got to savor the enjoyment
You gotta
from
wait
it.
for it to build.
Yeah.
Okay, I tell him he has a deal.
Okay.
You really want to buy children from this priest very
I'm not
badly.
buying. I'm not buying kids. There's no money anymore. There's no purchase.
You want to exchange these children for other
Returning an
products.
item, and then I happen to also be picking up kids on a field trip to do some art.
With eggs?
Yes, and toilet paper.
Making a paper mache or something.
Oh my god.
Sure.
So the information that Fee gets, Clay Foster is your target. He's been in Chicago since the 2050s. Where's his file again? Here we go. He has, so he's actually Dr. Foster. He has a PhD in material sciences from MIT and T. He worked for Novatech in Boston after that until the merger that formed Neonet in 2064. While at Novatech, he met Janet, and they married soon after. Let's see. They have two children, Claude and Denise. Claude.
We can't do this to anything to those children. They already have bad names.
Claude Foster is a Neonet employee like his father. He graduated from MIT and T. He's caught in the Boston lockdown currently. But so far, he apparently is CFD free.
Or at least that's what he
Denise
wants us to think.
The first one, Billy, Claude. Denise is more artistic. She's currently studying VR design aesthetics at the University of Maryland.
So both the children are adults. Okay.
Yeah, they're both adults, college age or older. So I think she's the younger one, and she's in college. Yeah, Claude is 24, Denise is 20. Do you find anything else about him? That's about all you find on him. You do find on Janet, she owns a place called Janet's Bistro that is open every day except Monday. And that's really it.
What sort of cuisine does Janet's Bistro serve?
I was just looking that up. Let's see. It is. Classic Midwest American standards, plus a number of Native American inspired dishes, and vegetarian options are available. It's a very 20th century decor, though.
Like 1950s diner or
More Art Deco, early 20th century.
You can't falter for a taste.
And it's got the very sort of squared off, like the borders, with Janet's Bistro in the middle.
I'm
That's
sure
what you
all
find on her.
any details on the work life other than what he does and how long he's been there.
Only what you've been given from your Johnson. That there's a small neonet facility that he drives to each morning to essentially log remotely into the neonet secure server.
we should sneak in and change all his passwords.
Great idea.
Well, I get mad when I forget my passwords.
It's a good idea, and we should make his key card not work. We should brick his car from being able to drive.
We're only supposed to have 5 incidents, and only one in one in each category, and then one will get double downed on. So
Well,
we need to think about this.
so we have to pick the best ones for each category.
Exactly, and one gets 2. If we're really going to blow up his marriage, that's probably where we need to concentrate the last one, or the 5th one, because depending upon, I mean, they may be, we need to figure out how easily we can destroy the marriage or damage the marriage. If they're almost on the brink, then that's a gimme. And then we can move the other one somewhere else. How long have they been married, Bob, according to this thing? I mean, they obviously at least, I'm assuming around 24 years at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, no 2 people have spent 24 plus years together that don't have something that irritates them about the other one. So let me noodle on it. I mean, unless we just want to go for the cheap hit, and I can seduce Janet and or what's his name? We don't care. Or the doctor, or both.
We should probably do like the trids and gauge it out. Right? Is that the word?
Oh yes, we're going to have to observe them. That's true.
Okay.
All right. Yes. All right. I'll start thinking about it. Let's just everybody think of something that annoys you or would destroy your relationship or your work life or your home life. We'll bring it back together and we'll throw out all the ideas. There are no bad ideas. There are just bad people. Remember that.
We could force him to be a Shadowrunner. That, have his brother trick him into being a Shadowrunner. That's affected me and my brother's relationship. Bob? Checking out, doing a search to see if there's any places in the neighborhood that is for rent or empty. As in for sale.
See, with 2, yeah, there's always some place for sale. We'll say there's a place for sale. It's a 3-bedroom house that is for sale about a block and a half away.
Did we want to move into the house?
Could we?
So that we, well,
Is that an option?
it's for sale, you said, right, Bob?
Mhm.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it a possibility of renting it or legally renting it?
Probably not legally renting it. It is set for sale.
Okay.
He would be a pretty what's the word?
Eclectic
don't know.
family.
Yes, I was going for the word where you stick out because you don't belong somewhere, but eclectic works too. Conspicuous. That was the word.
Oh. Oh, you know,
What's conspicuous about us?
Well, with an ambulance parked out front all the time.
Wait, what's the cost return on doing this? Like, is it worth it?
For getting for ruining their lives or for squatting in someone's house illegally?
Oh, we're squatting. We're not like legally running this place.
We're Shadowrunners. Why would we pay for anything when we don't have to?
I just, you
That's
know,
right.
Gertie's got like a moral compass of a saint, so like, I don't know.
St. Gertrude, is it okay if we hack something or do something to squat in this house?
I mostly just don't want you to kill people that don't deserve it.
I'd rather we don't kill anybody if we don't have to. Again, that's the worst thing you can do to a person. Far worse than what we're going to do to this fellow.
Okay, cool.
So, is that a possibility? Can we like hack something that says that we rented it?
Yeah, you can certainly try to hack something. Essentially, you're gonna hack the realtor.
Right.
Oh, wait a minute! I'm having a brainstorm. What if we hack it so that our target is the one who rented it?
Oh, that's pretty good. Renter fraud.
But then we have to send a letter to his real house telling him congratulations on the purchase of his new home.
Yeah, let's put the pin in that one. Let's just go ahead and do it the normal way. That one might tip him off to the fact that someone's messing with him. I'd rather mess with him without him being known he's messed with.
Well, I mean, life can be difficult if your identity's been stolen.
Or if your wife thinks you have another family.
Identity theft.
Another family or 2 doors down. No.
I've never had multiple families, so I don't know if you want to keep them in the same street just for ease of.
Yeah, I mean, it could be convenient.
Yeah.
Oddly, that roll was enough for you to get the mark you need.
Yeah, actually, you saved me an edge. I was about to post edge, and then you dropped it. It's like, oh, okay. All right.
To the battle of the terrible rolls.
Yeah, it's the battle of.
I win.
Yeah.
No, wait. So you get the mark. You'll need an edit file action.
Yep. I think that's computer plus logic, right?
Probably, I want to say hacking plus logic.
Hacking plus logic. Okay. It's been a bit since
No,
I hacked.
it is computer plus logic.
Okay. Oh, all right. That's surprising. But it's been a bit since I hacked in 5e.
Ooh. Okay. So you managed to put hold on sale of the property. There's like an inspection hold on it.
Okay.
So that basically nobody can nobody can show it or sell it until there's some obscure real estate regulation that has been violated.
Okay.
And I'll be that vague about it since I'm not a real estate agent.
Right. I will do one more search in their system.
Okay.
Checking to see if the same agency has any other listings in the neighborhood.
This seems to be the only one in the neighborhood.
Okay. I just don't want somebody who knows it to physically go by and see, Mather, walking out in his bathrobe. Okay.
It's a very nice bathroom.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Oh, but I got the all right. I got us our safe house.
All right. And with that, as we're approaching the 10 o'clock hour, we'll let our runners have the week to brew their options, as it were. And we'll see next week how they ruin this guy's life. So I want to thank everybody for joining us. Thank you, Tom, for playing double duty again, playing character and tech.
Triple duty, even.
And thank you to the players for making it fun. Are there any announcements before we sign off?
If you need more Shadowrun, tomorrow night, Shadowrun Denver. The runners, after blowing up a decent portion of Mile High Stadium, get to go to the Sioux portion of Denver and check out what's happening with some weird magical shipments that have been going there. I'm sure everything's on the up and up. It's not like anything strange has been happening in Denver lately.
What is it? Thursday is a one shot, right?
Oh,
Thursday
yes.
is one shot week with the demo of Edge Zone.
Yes. Yep.
Which is about to be announced as a Kickstarter by Catalyst Game Labs.
Yep. Yep. That's
What is Edge Zone?
So what is Edge Zone? Please tell me.
All I know is it's the new Shadowrun card game.
Oh, cool.
It is, and it's believe it's a refresh of the old Shadowrun card game.
Okay.
The collectible card game or the
Yep. Yes, I believe so.
Like the old collectible card game.
Yes.
That's awesome.
You know that when Tom and Bob and I go old, it's old. We're just like, oh, you mean the old one?
Yep. Yeah.
Pull on my cane over here.
The goal in Shadowrun Edge Zones, it's an upgradable card game. Your goal is to earn enough reputation points to crown yourself the best fixer in the sprawl. Build a network of runners and contacts, help your runners shine with new gear and powers, and help shape the law of the shadows. We'll be doing a one-shot with Jason Hardy, Shadowrun line developer. Bull, the Orc Decker, is going to be running the game and is going to use it to teach Rem and Ava how to play. It should be a fun time.
Definitely interesting. That's very cool.
Once again, go to our Kickstarters. Callsworth's Clockwork Circus has, maybe a day and a half left.
Yep, actually just about that.
Short, I think.
Any other announcements before we sign off?
No? I can think of.
All right.
Thanks, Bob, for
GMing.
GMing.
Thank you, everybody.
Adios, y'all.
See y'all next week.